Hello, my beautiful besties. How's everybody doing? Did everybody have an amazing weekend? So today I am very excited. We're going to be testing out some new products. I purchased some new skincare. I actually seen Robert Welsh talking about it on his channel, and I thought it would be super beneficial for those of us who are in menopause. And it's by TirTir. So I'm super excited to try those products out. I did purchase the new Missha. I guess this is like a new formula. I saw it over on TT. Everybody's raving about it. So I'm super excited to see, how the claims hold up on this product. And then I found, or I repurchased that mascara that I talked about that I could not find in this beauty room. I think I threw it away. But anyway, I repurchased it. So I'm super excited to finally try this out. And it's by Revolution. So yeah, super excited to try out this mascara. So if you want to see all these products in action, please continue watching because we're about to get into all that right now. Okay, so I'm sure, I looked a little different in that intro without my eyebrows on, but yeah, I'm going to be applying some skincare here that I'm really excited about. So all of the skincare has like a cooling effect. So those of us that are, going through menopause, I thought this is going to be just excellent. It's supposed to really lock in that cooling effect. And, applying even ice or anything like that on our skin is super beneficial. It really closes the pores. It just, it's very soothing. And it did say, that none of this has menthol in it. So I don't know how it really, produces that cooling effect. So, but I am super excited to try this out. So what I am going to start with is I am going to spray my face. I always do this when I apply my skincare. It just really helps with the moisture to soak into your skin. Think of it of a sponge, putting a bunch of liquid on top of a super dry sponge. It really doesn't absorb very quickly. So what I'm going to do is just spray my face here with my Delta spray. I love this. It's their first spray, a serum. So I'm just going to dampen my skin just a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to use first, it's like a three-step type skincare. And again, it's by TirTir, and this is called the Ice Cooling Toner Pack Pads. It says cool down, pore care, and soothing. There's 120 pads in here. I mean, look how big this thing is. Now, I already opened all the packaging because you guys know how I just struggle so bad with packaging. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Again, very big. And these pads, they look very big. What's nice too is it comes like with a little, I don't know, tongs here, so you can get out the pads better. Okay, so let's take a look at these pads here. Oh my gosh, look how big these are. So yeah, they're quite big. And I would say like what's on it, it's just a little thicker of a serum type thing, but it's supposed to be like a toner. There goes my seat again. I'm sitting on a leather seat, and whenever I rub against it, it makes all of this noise. But anyway, ooh, this is very soothing on the skin. And when my fan, the air hits it, it's an instant cooling effect. But yeah, this is so nice. Again, there's like that thicker serum feeling to it. Like when you do a face mask, that's what it feels like. So what they say too is that you can use this as a face mask. So what I'm going to do is just take my scissors here, and I'm just going to cut down, because this is very big, this pad. So what I'm going to do is just cut down these pads, and I'm going to place these under my eyes here just for a minute. Actually, I'm going to hold on to these, and we'll go back to that because I do want to try this out as well. It's called the TirTir Ice Cooling Water Drop Serum. So this is the second step here. It just says Aqua Pearls refines pores and hydrating. I love this packaging. It just reminds you of something, cooling. And again, those of us that are are going through menopause, it's just, we get these hot flashes. I thought this would be super beneficial for that, just to cool us down. And hopefully, I'll let you guys know how long this cooling effect lasts, because I still feel it from those pads. So let's take a look at the serum. So this is what the consistency is. So it's very lightweight. It's not super thick. No, it's more watery. There's no scent to any of the products so far. So I'm just going to pat this into my skin. Again, I'm just getting that instant cooling, but it does feel mentholy, you know, that feeling, but there's no menthol in here. Now, I will say these pads here are on sale. They're 30% off and it's $19.90 right now. This serum is on sale as well for $15.20. So this says this has a cooling Korean serum for face, instant hydration and soothing care, a dual cooling solution that provides cooling and prevents temperature rising. How exciting is that? Also has ingredients for elasticity, immediate skin firming improvements, a calming, it says ice huturia, a kabata, I believe, or kodata for soothing skin and controlling sebum, a pore care, tightens pores enlarged by heat for firmer feels. So a lot of great ingredients in there. Again, I've always loved Korean skincare. I've always had really good luck with it. I've never really had irritation from anything, honestly, that I can think of that was, you know, through Korean brands. Okay, so the final step here is this here, the TirTir Ice Cooling Cloud Cream. So this is a skin barrier, pore calming, a moisturizer. So let's take a look at this neat packaging as well. Yeah, very cool. Isn't that just neat? I love packaging. I'm a sucker for. So you've been around here long enough, you know. So let's take a look at what the product looks like. Ooh, so it does come with like a little scoop or spatula here. And then when you open it, oh my gosh, look at, oh, it started coming out here. So it's a little bit more runny than I thought because it looks super thick in here. But yeah, it has like almost like a menthol looking type formula. So let's just take a little bit of this product here and apply that and see how that feels on the skin. Oh my gosh, this is very, very soothing. It's a little thicker once you apply it with the other products, but I feel like this would be a really nice product for under makeup. Of course, I'm going to put some sunblock on, but if, you know, you can't wear sunblock or anything, it does have like a little bit of a grip to it. So yeah, very, very nice. I really, really like that. And then I also got by TirTir, it's not part of this line, but it's called their Collagen Lifting Eye Cream. And I also did read too that you can put it around your lips. So this is supposed to really help with dark circles, firming, hydration. And then it does have like a ball on here. Now, what I did, I was playing around with this because I'm like, how do you get the product out? I'm trying to, you can't squeeze it because this is like a aluminum type packaging. So what you do is you have to push down right here, and you probably don't want to push it down all the way because a lot of product does come out. So as you can see, I hardly push down, and this is probably going to do both eyes here. So, ooh, this is very soothing and cooling as well with that metal ball. And then, like they said, you can place this around your lip line and probably where you have any really wrinkles or something that you really want to target. So I'm just going to rub this all around the eyes. And yeah, it just feels very soothing. It's a little thicker of a formula, but it does absorb rather quickly. So you guys, I really like this skincare line. So what I think I'm going to do is just place these under my eyes like this, the ones that I did cut down. And you could probably, maybe I should do it this way. No, it's not going to work that way. So you probably could use 2 of the pads and maybe place one here and on your chin as well. But what I'm going to do is just keep these here just for a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is apply my eyebrows, and I will put some sunscreen on. And what I'm going to use is my TirTir, and this has SPF of 50 in it. So I'll do all that off camera, and I'll let you guys know if these slipped around or how, you know, how they feel after, how my under eyes feel. So yeah, let's just do that. I'm going to go off, come back on, and then we're going to test some more products here. Okay, I got the eye look pretty much done. I will tell you, I still am feeling a cooling effect under the eye. That's where I placed, you know, the little pad. So it sat there a little longer. Again, I can still feel like when the wind hits my face. So it's under the eyes. I can really feel it around my nose here still. I feel cooler. I don't feel like super warm. So it really does help with, you know, your body temperature, I feel. It is really nice. So if you place it on your neck or décolleté or something like that, it would probably really cool you down even further. So I'm really liking that. I think it's going to be amazing when summer comes around and we're super hot. So very nice product, I will say. And I'll let you know if my face breaks out, which I do not foresee whatsoever. But yeah, I still definitely feel a cooling effect. And it's been at least 15 or 20 minutes. So very exciting on that. Okay, and then for my eyes, what I used is this here by Lamora. This is a dupe, a very good dupe to the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. And you can find this right on Amazon. So what I used was I went all over the lid with this shade here. And then I put this shade and this shade, both of these in the outer corner. And then I did a blend out with this, and I used this shimmer, what was it? This shimmer, and this one here to create this eye look. So very nice. I think it's just very simple, subtle, definitely a cool tone. Okay, let's get into the rest of this makeup. I am really excited to try this out, you know, to see if all the rave is, you know, all the hype is worth it. Yeah, they went crazy. I mean, literally crazy over on TT. So I definitely want to try it out. I mean, I do love my Missha, this one here. I used it the other day. I think the shade is a little dark. I have 25. Now this one does have SPF in it, of 42. And this one only comes in 7 shades. That's the only thing with these Mishas. The shade range is very limited. But I think it, like one shade will cover quite a few tones. So yeah, that is the only downfall. But I do like this one. I've been using it a lot lately. I think it looks beautiful on mature skin. It doesn't accentuate my fine lines, wrinkles, or anything. I'm super happy I found this in the back of my drawer and pulled it out. So yeah, that's really the only claims on this one. This one just says that it's a BB cream, full coverage finish. So yeah, and it does have like a slight glow, nothing over the top. Now this one here comes in 10 shades, and I think, did I tell you it's $12.90 right now on sale, I think on Amazon, or even on their website too. And this one is $18.20. Really quick, I'm just trying to see if the ounces are the same. This one says 1.18 fluid ounces. It just, yeah, I can't tell right now. So, but this one does not have SPF in it. And let's read what the claims are on this one. So it says skin rejuvenating, glowing radiance, long lasting, tightens and firms. So this one, yeah, this one has actually skincare in it. I don't know. This one looks much smaller than this one, but you know, maybe because of the pump, I don't know. It looks much smaller. Anyway, let's get into this. And I got the shade 23, again, because this one was a little bit too deep. So I'm not going to use a pore filler, anything like that. I'm just going to use my blotting sheet just to take away any excess oils. I did apply the Missha, no, not the Missha, the TirTir sunscreen. So that is applied. And that sunscreen is not greasy whatsoever. There's really no feel to it. So if you just like a very just a basic feeling sunscreen, there's no glow, nothing, that is really nice. It's more like a matte finish, but it's not drying, put it that way. Okay, so that is the shade here. Let me put it up against 25. So that's a big difference. So I'm hoping this 23 is not going to be too light. It definitely is a neutral shade. It almost looks grayish. I do have another product that's Korean. I forget what it was. It could have actually even been another Missha. I'm actually going to put a little bit more. That had like that gray cast to it. So, but once you blend it out, it almost like blends into your skin tone. So I think let's just start there. It felt like a product that I probably want to use just a little bit more. So let's blend this in. And again, I hope it's not going to be too light. Right off the bat, I'm not seeing this full coverage, you know, like I was seeing over on TT. I would think you would have to do several layers to achieve that. So, I mean, again, you guys, that place is such a joke. You know, I seen a couple girls like putting a piece of tape down and they peel it off and there's a huge difference. I mean, it's possible that I could achieve that. I don't think right off the bat, not the way that they were, you know, displaying on their channel, you know, or their TikTok over there. Yeah, it was like crazy, almost like paint. So I'm glad it's not like that, to tell you the truth. But I am going to build up on it just a little bit where I do see a little bit of my sunspots peeking through. And let's just take a look. It blended in relatively quickly. It doesn't feel greasy. It feels super lightweight. Oh, it looks very pretty. I will say that. But again, I do like the original formula as well. So it looks really nice around my mouth. That could be, you know, that tends to be a problem area. But very, very nice. Like right now I have like the sunspot going on. I'm going to just see if it covers that. It does blur it quite a bit. So, yeah, I mean, it's full coverage. I think you would really have to build up on this product to achieve that. So if you don't like a full coverage foundation, this is actually very pretty. Yeah, there is definitely a radiance, but as you can see, it's definitely a not full coverage. So that claim, yeah, like I feel like I even have to add just a little bit more, and I'm going to just put a little bit more on my nose where it tends to come off more quickly. And yeah, you guys, I mean, it's just very, very nice. The shade actually worked out, which is weird. You know, that's sometimes with these Korean brands, with their shade ranges, like somehow it will just blend into your skin. Interesting if you ask me. So, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. To compare the two here, between the two Mishas, if this shade was better, I really like this one. I like that it does have SPF in it, so it's great for the summer, just for extra protection. I will say this one feels maybe a little heavier. This one just looks, I think, more natural than that one. This one can look a little makeup-y if you do apply too much. This one, I'm just very confused on the full coverage and how people achieved what they did over on TT. If you are on TT, go check out, you know, put up in the search bar on videos of people that did, you know, like a review on this, and you come back and tell me. I mean, I don't get it. But for, you know, if I had not seen those videos, I would really, really like this. I definitely will be using it. Okay, and then for my concealer, I'm just going to use my TirTir here. I love this concealer. If you've never seen it, there is a stick on one end, and then when you open it, this is the like liquid concealer. So I'm just going to use this part here. This shade is a little off on me, but it's not too bad. So I like using the more liquid concealer there. And then I take the stick and I usually place that in the T-zone and around my mouth. But because we're doing like a wear test on this foundation, I'm not going to do that today with that product. But yeah, this concealer is very, very nice. You definitely, if you have dry under eyes, I would probably suggest that you really have them hydrated. And I'm really interested to see how this is going to look, that I did all the new eye treatments. So, and again, I still have the cooling effect everywhere. Again, especially around my nose and under eyes. So, that applied beautifully. So I really think that those eye products are going to be very beneficial. Okay, because this inner corner can always give me a little bit of problem. Sometimes what I do is go back and just place a little bit of the stick right there and just let it sit there for a minute. I just tend to have a lot of discoloration in that corner. So that's what I've just been doing lately too when I use that product. Okay, and then if you want to stick around and watch the rest of the makeup that I apply, stick around with me, or you can just skip to the end of, maybe I'll put a timestamp here of when I'm done applying the rest of my makeup. That way you could just see the final result. So for my bronzer, I'm just going to use my Moira one here. This one's such a wonderful bronzer. I use it all the time. And it's in the shade 250N. So that is the shade for this. And you will see Moira products, I just love their products. It just melts into the skin. It's like so easy to apply, you know, basically just effortlessly. Yeah, it just melts right in. So what did you guys do over the weekend? Tell me your plans. What's the weather like and where you live? I had a really nice weekend. Saturday, we went up to a town called Prescott. Well, for years, I called it Prescott. Well, no, it's called Prescott, and they get kind of weird if you call it Prescott. So anyway, we went to that cute little town. It was just lovely. You know, you just walk around. There's a lot of green. It's unlike here in the desert. Once you leave the valley, you know, that's where I live. Basically, that's what they call it, the valley. So once you leave the valley and go more up north, it becomes, you know, there's trees. The leaves are changing. It's just so amazing what an hour and a half drive will do. But anyway, it was just cute little stores. We went to this amazing saloon. It's been around since, like, I forget, I think it was like the 1800s, I think. But Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday had gone there. It's supposedly haunted. We had such a blast. So it's just a lot of shopping. They have, it's called Whiskey Row, where all the bars are and stuff. So we stopped at a couple, just had a few drinks, but we also got like really nice lattes. And yeah, it was just a lovely day. Perfect weather. Up there, it's about 15 degrees cooler than it is here. So yeah, it was just wonderful. We had such a good time. And then my dad, he was not doing well on his own. So my sister Janai, as you guys know, my mom lives with me. So my sister Janai, that lives in Florida, took my dad. I'm so happy that he finally agreed to go, you know, live with a family member. You know, it was definitely time. He really fought it for the longest time. He loved his independence, but yeah, he finally gave in, and I'm so excited to see his new life. I mean, it's going to be so wonderful. You guys, I'm not kidding you. The last time my dad left his little apartment that he had was, I believe, last March. It's when I it's before I left, you know, for here. And I drove him to go get his glasses. And he hasn't been out of his apartment since then. I mean, how sad is that? I mean, it's just, but he just wouldn't go because he has a hard time walking. And he got nervous to leave because he, you know, was afraid to fall, because he did fall even with the assistance of my mom and I when we went to take him for his glasses. And after that, he just refused basically to leave. Well, my sister lives in Florida. They built a ramp. They got him a wheelchair. So I'm just so happy. It's like a lot of that is off, you know, that weight is lifted, that I know that he's going to be okay. My sister loves to cook, and he's going to be spoiled rotten down in Florida. And again, just to have that vitamin D on his face. She has a lanai. He can sit out there. Oh, you guys, you don't even understand how excited I am about that. Okay, and then for my blush, I'm going to use this by Morphe, but I'm going to use this shade. Just bring a little bit of brightness into this situation here. And it's called Cheek Thrills, and it's called A Sky. And I love this little combo here. I'm not going to use the cream, but I am going to use this one here. It's almost like a shimmer, but as you will see, it does have quite a lot of pigment. I'm just going to swatch it for you. So it has just a little bit of like shimmer, and yeah, it's very, very pretty. So I'm just going to place a little bit down. I might have to use the powder one as well. Let's just see if we can build up on this one just to have like a really pretty glow. Isn't that just gorgeous? So I know like a lot of you take care of your elderly parents as well. And, it's just so nice, especially when you move. I can't imagine have moved down here without like my mom or even my dad. Just one of them is so nice to have with you, because being so far away, you have a lot of worry, especially when they reach like 80s. And yeah, so yeah, anyway, I know a lot of you do take care of your parents as well. Okay, so I'm going to add just a little bit of the powder blush here. Isn't this fun? Even for fall, I think this works. It just adds a little brightness to the day. Okay, and then I am going to just powder one side. You guys know how I do that. And I'm going to use this. I've been using this like crazy. It's the Huda Easy Bake and Snatch. I got a piece of hair, you guys. How shocking. So anyway, it's a Huda Easy Bake and Snatch. And yeah, this just has like a really pretty, not glow, but it's like a glow within. It's gorgeous. It's similar to the Morphe, but the Morphe one has more of a glow. This one's just very subtle and it's blurring. So I am going to take a little bit, and I am just going to set the one side here and just really buff that in. I'm telling you guys, with any kind of powder, really buff it in. It makes such a huge difference. It really blurs the pores, other than just kind of tapping over it and lightly setting it. No, really just buff it in. It makes, I'm telling you, a huge difference. Okay, I just realized I better blend this concealer in or else we're going to have some problems here. Okay, so yeah, that makes such a huge difference. It just really conceals, as you can see, that inner corner. And I am just going to put a little bit of powder under my eyes for that concealer. Just that. I didn't place any powder here. Okay, let's finish off the eye look really quick though. I am going to be using these eyeliners. I'm just a little obsessed. I know a lot of people hate that word, but I am. Between this one, these ones, and the Revant ones. But these ones are really good. They're by Prime Prometics. But the reason why I'm obsessed is the shade Mulberry. It's like I don't know, like an eggplant shade. It's just so flattering. I just love that. Isn't that beautiful? But I also like going in. I mix these two shades. I go back and forth. But today I'm going to use the golden shade. So it has just a little bit of like a shimmer to it. So what I do is I place the golden down first. Again, it has just a little bit of shimmer, and these are so creamy. They just glide right across the lid. But once they dry down, they do not budge. And then I'm going to go in with the mulberry, and I love just placing that, quite a bit here in this outer corner, and taking the smudger on the other end and just smudging that with my wing, and then bringing it slightly towards the inner corner. I don't go all the way. So isn't that beautiful? Again, just very flattering. Love the shade Mulberry. Okay, again, I'm going to set this side of my face with setting spray as well, and I'm going to be using this new TirTir one. This one is called the Mask. What is this called? I have to get my magnifying glass here. The Mask Fit Waterproof Setting Spray. So this one is, I thought it was going to be super drying, but it really is not. It does have a little glow to it. So let's just set the right side of my face. Again, I'm never shy with my setting sprays. And I am going to spray my sponge and also just smooth out my under eyes with the powder that I laid down. This is, this will just melt any powders right into your skin. You guys know how I am obsessed with my setting sprays. I will say it 100 times. It makes such a difference. Okay, so let's try out this. Oh, I threw my camera here. I'm dropping everything. Okay, let's go into this mascara here. It's the Revolution a Wrap Lash, a 2B mascara. It's 24-hour mega length lift and volume. I seen Jen Phelps just rave about this one. I had ordered another one previously, and it's not the right one. It was by Revolution, but it's just not the right one. So let's go in first, and I'm going to curl my lashes, and then we are definitely going to test this out. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disheveled here because I actually got a new mirror, and it looks like this. So I can put it right in front of me. And what's nice is that you can move this around. But anyway, it's in front of me, and I feel like, if I don't have everything situated just right, as you've seen, I bumped into the stand that my camera is on, and yeah. Anyway, that's why I'm a little disheveled here. Anyway, let's get into this mascara. I love the packaging. It just has like these ridges on it. Let's take a look at the wand itself. So let's place a little bit of the product on there, and that's what it looks like. So yeah, looks like just a basic wand, but we will definitely see if the formula is different. So let me try to arrange my mirror here so we both can see what's happening here. And honestly, to apply mascara, it's always best that the mirror be lower anyway. I think it creates less mess on your upper lid. I could be wrong. We will find out, but sometimes that theory does hold true. With me, anything could definitely happen. Now, I will say right out of the tube, applying it, it grips, really well to my lashes. As you can see, whoa, look at the difference. It really separated them, created length for sure, some volume, and that's just literally a couple strokes. And you've seen how easy that was for me to apply. Again, because I am looking down, that does make a huge difference. But yeah, as you can see how it just really grabs my lashes and my hair. But it really does. Yeah, it's almost like a suction-y type thing with my lashes. This is really nice. I can see why Jen loves it. I love a 2B mascara too, because generally once it dries down, if you do have any transfer like I do on this lid, it flicks away really easy. So again, you guys, that's just one coat. I could totally walk out the door and just be, very satisfied with that. But what I'm going to do is apply one more coat. I'll come back. We'll take a look at what it looks like then. Okay, you guys, that is 2 coats of the mascara. Honestly, this is one of my top favorites as of right now because that was just so easy to apply, very quick. I can go out the door with one coat. That is super, important as well. That is one thing I do not enjoy doing is applying mascara because I totally struggle. So if I can get away with one coat, I'm ecstatic. Okay, let's see how well it does flick away though. That is always a deal breaker with me. So I didn't have much on that side. And yes, it does flick away. relatively good. I probably could have waited a few more minutes for that to dry down, but yeah, for Tubi mascara, I'm surprised that it didn't flick away quicker, but maybe next time I'm just going to let that really sit and dry down. So, but other than that, I mean, it might be worth it, you know, how easy that was to apply. Okay, so when I applied my second coat of mascara, I do want to also share with you, I did put this on my brows. It's by Maybelline. It's a Super Lock. I love this one and my Moira one. It does have a tint to it, but if you don't want your brows to move all day, this one's really good, and the Moira one. Okay, and for my lip combination, I did this the other day and I absolutely love it. I'm going to be applying my Maybelline. This is the Lifter lip liner in the shade Big Lift. I love these. These are super creamy. Once they dry down, they're super long lasting. But this shade is just so universal. And so is, I think it's called On It. Yeah, those are the two shades I use just all the time, and it goes with so many of my lipsticks. Okay, and then for my lipstick, I'm going to be using this. I just, again, been loving this combination, and this is by BK Beauty. Now, I went to their website, and it looks like all of them are sold out. I don't know if they're going to continue selling these. You know, you would think that they would take down the page if they weren't going to sell them anymore, so I'm hoping that they restock. But this is in the shade Grace. So, again, I have just been loving this combo here. Yeah, isn't that nice? It's just like that perfect, like nude combo. So, so pretty. Okay, you guys, let me take a look at my skin now that everything has been setting for some time. I will say this side with the powder definitely looks more blurring than this side. But I really like how this is setting on my skin. I'm just not foreseeing it to be like a very long wearing foundation. Oh, it's hard to tell. Like this side, it already looks like it's faded a little bit. But again, it just never was that full coverage that they claim that it is. So that part I just don't get how they came up with that unless you apply many layers. So, but we're definitely going to keep an eye on it. I will come back later. Let's see what time it is right now. I'm going to be doing some grocery shopping today, laundry, all the fun stuff. So right now it's only 10 o'clock. So we'll definitely get a good wear test on this foundation. And I will tell you guys what I have on my nails. I always get asked. I got this off Amazon. Look how pretty the packaging is here. It was only $6.99. Again, this is gel polish. I do my own nails. And this is in the shade, it looks like I had to get my magnifying glass again to see. It looks like the shade is Double Rhythm, A1129. Oh my goodness, it says it right here. Anyway, I will have this listed, everything that I used today, in the description box below. Okay, you guys, so that is everything for now. Again, I will be back, throughout the day to show you what the foundation looks like. But yeah, as of right now, I really do like it. It's very lightweight. I feel like I don't have any really heavy makeup on at all. But this is what it looks like, so you guys can take a really close look. Again, that side's not set. This side is set. And I just have a feeling this side's going to last a lot longer. But we will soon find out. All right, you guys, I will be seeing you in a bit. Okay, you guys, it is now 11:34 p.m. So we made it way past 10 hours. Guess what? I fell asleep on the couch again. I kid you not, you guys. I didn't even do the natural lighting check-in because it was such a busy day. And I'm going to tell you, this poor foundation has been just put through the ringer. If you guys noticed earlier, I was wearing a sweatshirt, and because it was, really chilly this morning, well, then I went out running around town in this sweatshirt, and it was like almost 90 degrees. So I was like just perspiring all over the place. Came back, was unloading the groceries. I had to cook dinner, and I'm cooking a soup, so it's very steamy. And yeah, this poor foundation definitely was put through the ringer. So let me look at what it looks like right now. There's still makeup on my nose. It's pretty much wore off. That's very common. And again, because I was perspiring so bad, I'm actually quite shocked how well it actually looks. And the interesting thing is, no, this is the side I set. So I definitely could tell like the side has lasted much longer. Like I can tell there's still makeup through here. This side, it's pretty much worn off. So for a climate that's, really hot, humid, this is probably not going to last very long throughout the day. But during the winter months, if you don't have super oily skin, I think this is going to be great. Like for me, when it turns, when I'm not outside perspiring a lot and everything, this is going to be a great foundation. I like both of them. Like I said, it was really hard for me to tell the difference between the two. I would love to do like a side by side with the two just to see. Of course, the shade is quite different on both of them, but like I said, the only thing is like this one felt a little heavier on the face than this one. It's the only difference that I could really, really tell. But other than that, I mean, I think, for what this poor makeup has been through today, it's not horrible. So yeah, as you can see, there's still makeup here. There was still makeup in between my eyebrows here. So yeah, it probably wasn't a very good wear test day for this poor foundation. It's been on way too long, and like I said, I put it through every probably test it could go through. So for all that, I think it did very well. And as for the skincare, I absolutely love this. I had that cooling sensation for quite a long time. Now, of course, it didn't last throughout the hot humidity with me running around in a sweatshirt. It did not do that. But I just love the initial coolness when I applied it. So if you're having a hot flash in the morning while you're getting ready, that is the worst because you're trying to get ready, put on makeup, and you get this hot flash and you break out in a sweat. So I think for that instance, this is going to be great. So I really like it. I like the cooling effect. I think it really did, help with the pores. Maybe that's why the makeup is sticking so well through here, even though the side the makeup has wore off. The pores do, I don't know, they just look more smooth. So I really enjoyed the skincare. And the mascara, I mean, that lasted very well too. I don't see any flaking whatsoever. It definitely did not smear, nothing like that. So for today, I think it was a great success day. And actually, I'm going to be wearing this to work tomorrow. So I will put in the comments how it wore under regular conditions. So all right, you guys, I hope you did enjoy today's video. If you did, please like, comment, share this video. I would truly, truly appreciate it. I can't wait to see you guys again. I love you so much, and until next time.